guys, welcome back to Sky and Thread. I'm Kelly. Today we're going through the Wandering Spirit Tarot, another Kickstarter that I supported that I got recently in the mail. Holy moly, this creator went over and above. This Hinuli Shin, I believe she's from Korea, almost positive. This entire Kickstarter was amazing. The stretch goals were insane. She did everything from bookmarks and stickers and washi that I got to full-on dresses, apparel. Like, you can tell this set is definitely heavily inspired by kind of almost like gothic Lolita fashion, dark gothic fashion, and that sets the whole mood. As in the flip through, I think you could see that the back of this box kind of explains these characters, why they're important to her, what they stand for, what they mean. It's kind of a very introspective deck. So let me go through my Kickstarter rewards and everything that were just so amazing, and then we'll go through this deck. So, woo. Okay. All right, so yeah, so I got some washi tape that I think you can see. It has like the moon phases and the little skull, which is really cool. A little clear bookmark, or you know, clear file. Kind of feels like a lot of stuff I get with my K-pop albums. The stickers are gorgeous. The stickers are amazing. Everything is this gold foil, just so buttery and delicious. Then I got the postcards of the aces, I believe. Let's open this and show them to you. So we got our Ace of Cups. Oh, sorry, our kings, not our aces, our kings. King of Cups, King of Wands, King of Swords, King of Pentacles. And these have that like matte gold foil. It's not like as, you know, super gold as this, but it is reflective. It reminds me of my, oh, what is she called? Is she up there? Is my box up there? Oh no. Oh yeah, she is up there, hold on. It reminds me of the Witches of Legend Oracle. It reminds me of the Witches of Legend Oracle that I have, where the gold foil was kind of like this super, it's both reflective and matte. It's very subtle, but I'm kind of glad this isn't what they went with, because that was my one disappointment with Witches of Legend, is everything was this. But on the postcards, it's really, really nice, because obviously, if you did use these, that gold's gonna get really scratched up. And then I got the altar cloth, or just hanging cloth, and this is the High Priestess that I got. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's all in my plastic still, which I'll probably leave it in, because unless I find a way to hang it up. But trust me when I say it's also extremely high quality and gorgeous, and I love it. Okay, so let me move these and we can talk tarot. Also, one of the stretch goals was this beautiful, like, kind of faux velveteen bag. Obviously more gold, shiny gold foil for Wandering Spirit, and her website. And I have to check, I'm not positive if she's reselling this tarot or not, but I will, and if I find out before I upload this video, I will make sure I add it. And I'll be sure to go ahead and link all of her information in the description of this video. Okay, and this box is just also, it's all rose petal, not the book, but the box and the cards are all rose petal finish, which is why this deck is chunky. She is thick, okay? But this box is beautiful, gorgeous. Just, she has an eye for detail, and she did not disappoint. Nice thick little white book, also chunky. You know, she's got like black and white image of all the cards in here. That death card gets me. Oh my gosh. To think a skull could have that much emotion. A skeleton. Okay, so also part of the Kickstarter was we got some extra cards. So these two are part of her branding, her characters. Little Trickster and Sweet Happiness. They probably have to do with her clothing brands. I don't know much about that because I wasn't really part of the clothing side of this Kickstarter, but maybe someone who got those aspects, who got those pieces can tell you more about these characters. But I thought they were cute. I'm happy to have them. I'm always like a couple extra cards. And then also we got Hope and Console as bonus cards for this deck with the main characters of the girl and the skeleton. And they're really, really nice. Again, I don't know if I'd use these when I'm reading, but you certainly could. You know, because this kind of deck is really good for, I think, working through like emotional rawness, whether you're going like through a breakup or you know, a tower moment in your life. This card is kind of, or this deck is kind of like a huge I don't know, band-aid. It feels just like this is here to help you through some really rough times. If you deal, like, again, she talks about dealing with depression and empathy, right? Depression and empathy. So and I see that, and a lot of us, you know, we can relate to that. So I think it's doing self work with this deck is going to be amazing. I definitely would love to do it, read it for clients with it as well. I think depending on the question, it will be very helpful. It's got this absolutely beautiful kind of like glittery gilding, edging. I would say more of edging. It doesn't feel like a hard metal like gilding, but it's beautiful. It should wear really nice with time. Instead of being like a hard metal, it's going to hurt your hands. This is very soft. This, you don't even feel it. So it's going to be nice. And like I said, any gilding, any edging is going to wear down over time with use. I think that's what makes things beautiful, is to show that they're well loved. But so just know that it's not hard. It's not super protected, but it feels good in your hands. It doesn't hurt, because that's my main problem with like the hard gold edging, you know, the traditional one is just sometimes I go to shuffle and it like pinches your hands, where this whole deck is just soft. Like I said, that rose petal finish. The cards are very flexible, but they don't feel cheap in any way. You know, they feel really just really nice. This is gonna shuffle like a dream, I can tell you that already. If you like stuff like who is it? The Roots and Wings Oracle. If you own one of those, it feels like that, the same kind of card stock and quality and flexibility. It's gonna just feel really good. I'd say overall the style kind of reminds me of, oops, let me turn it over. Well, actually no, let me go this way. Reminds me of maybe a little bit the Marigold Tarot, kind of that, you know, monochromatic style. I do like that the backs are fully reversible, even with all the colors. So yeah, it reminds me of Marigold Tarot a little bit, but obviously I think this one still has its own personality because it has the girl and kind of, I guess they just have that gothic skeletal, you know, feeling to them with the gold foil and the black. But I see a gnat in here. Get out, gnat. Get out! But yeah, just really beautiful. Like some of the white with the girl, it's like, it's got texture. She's not like pristine. Let's try. I keep wanting to show one, but it's like all her butt. But like this one here, you can see like all of them have kind of like texture. I think it's all in the same spot, so it's like just a background texture for the white that she uses. That has like, it almost looks like it's dirty, but it's not, unless it's just mine and mine just came this way. Maybe if yours are different, let me know. But mine, it looks like it's all kind of in the same corner, so I feel like it's just the way the texture was that she used in the digital artwork. which I kind of like. It gives it a little bit of a, like an aged feeling, you know? It looks like old, little bit old, excuse me, about like old paper. It's really subtle. Like you don't really notice it unless you're like really staring. But I was just worried at first. Like, did I get my cards dirty? But I was like, I just now opened them for the first time. My hands are clean. So, no, but it looks like they're all always in the same spaces. And it has like a RWS. I mean, it follows RWS. I think, you know, the way that the filter works between having these two characters that are interpreting it kind of in their own ways individually, and then also how they would interpret it together, which is really cool. It just deals with, oh God, this card gets me like in my feels every time I see it. Like I want to cry when I look at this card. Maybe it's just because I'm an empath, so that really gets me. That can be distracting for some people, and I would totally, you know, understand that. It's gonna probably take a little getting used to, even for me, to not want to associate, oops, let me fix my camera. Associate the strength of the emotion within a reading. I think that as much as I love the artwork for that, as a reader, an empathic reader, it might pull me a little bit, and I'll have to like adjust when I read, because, you know, the card has to be in context with the spread, right? So this devil with that star and like the black face, like she's pulled off the mask, like crazy. Really, really love the interpretation. So great tower card. You know, and I kind of like that. It really does meet up with the star, because it almost looks like the stars are like what's falling and turning into meteors and like, you know, tearing them down. So it's like, but at the same time, the stars can lift you up, and at the same time they can be what, you know, your downfall. The moon, love it with her wolf. I think in the strength card she has a lion headdress too, which is really cool. So it keeps that animal aspect in there without having to add like another character. The sun. It's one of the few ones too that I think we can really see her expression really well. Very few of the cards, most of them like her hair or the skeleton or somebody is like kind of covering her face, and this I think is one of the most you see her. And of course it's in the sun card, so that really you know, feels appropriate. Got this world card too, and all the gold. It's so buttery and delicious. Okay, so their wands. And I'm really surprised she didn't go with a more Pip-ish feeling, because she could have done the majors and then just gone with a real Pip kind of thing. And she kind of goes in between. Like it's still RWS, but it's more minimal. I would say normally I don't like so much of a minimal feeling, but because it's to deal with like the connection of these two characters, I think it gives it a lot more depth without having to be like overly busy artwork or something like that. Although I think the border, so I think people will love or hate the border. It'll probably be very divisive for people. I like it because it doesn't feel to me like it takes away too much, but it is kind of busy and it is kind of big. So I know some people just detest borders. So to each their own, you know, just go knowing that it's there and make your decision as you will. I really love this like sun or moon that's kind of back there. I guess in this card supposed to be the sun, because usually I just see the sky. But this is just like a decorative element where there's the sun or the moon is like constantly, I believe it's the moon is constantly in the cards. Really traditional Ten of Wands there. And you kind of see that too every once in a while. It's like she's not there and it's just a skeleton, and it feels like those are the cards that are like a 10, like they're like the end of a cycle, or the aces that I think for the beginning. It's like, in my mind, it's almost like a skeleton doing the things, the parts that she can't handle or she doesn't want to do, you know, maybe overwhelming or too much or things like that, or the part where, like I said, it's the end, so she's let go. There's kind of like these things that are really cool to look into. Again, I have to read the book. I haven't even read the book yet, so I'd love to do another follow-up video of this after I've read the book and worked with it and everything. This is just first impressions, like literally open it up, look at it, compare it to how I work and what I think, and just share my overall excitement with you guys about, you know, when I get these things in, because in real life I don't have any tarot friends. So where I live, I only know a couple tarot readers in general, and haven't exactly been able to befriend any of them, so you guys are it. It's you guys. So yeah, so like the King too, which is really cool. I think all the kings are like on the postcards, they're all the skulls, so. But I do like, because the skeleton is genderless, so if you're looking for a more feminine deck, this can do that for you too, if you like working with that kind of energy. I have like my Moonchild Tarot, which is very feminine energy, even though it has a few masculine figures in the deck. Really overall feels very, you know, divine feminine. And obviously you can tell this creator put themselves in this artwork, so it's heavily feminine. So the skeleton can be masculine or feminine for you, which I kind of like. It's kind of cool aspect to this deck. And then so many of these poses too, like the Six of Pentacles, is like they're dancing. Like, also love that, like that dance with death, or, you know. Kind of dancing with your demons. But sometimes the skull can just look so sad. And it's like, oh. The skull just looks so sad sometimes. This is one of the few ones without the skeleton, where it's just her and her owl. So I guess if you like your bird of prey. I also noticed the Queen of Wands has the cat, so your animals are there. Those who, you know, again, if she's not with the animal, she's got the headdress. Yeah, here we go. She's got the family dogs here. It's his leg. At first I thought that was like a puppy down here, but I think it's just the animal's leg in a kind of weird position. But yeah, this is really beautiful, just ornate, you know, a lot of decorative borders and things like that. If you're into that stuff, you know, in this style I am. In a lot of other ones though, like I think it's the Labyrinth Tarot that I was really considering, but the borders are just like big chunks of wood. Like, they don't even feel that ornamental, they just feel like they're taking up space, like that kind of stuff. I'm like, no. And same thing with a lot of times with the titles. If the title border feels unnecessarily intrusive to me, it puts me off too. So this one, it's like, it still feels, at least to me, it feels kind of delicate, and like with the border in the background being like colors, and it's not the same color as them, it kind of separates itself, which I thought was really clever, and it brings some color into the card, some more uniformity, without being too intrusive. The Three of Swords, man, he's going through it. It's really nice, and usually I don't like decks with too much nudity either. But like, you can tell, like, the nudity in this is, it's not graphic, you know. It's definitely more suggestive. I know there's a lot of decks, you know, people don't care. I think because I tend to do YouTube, I have a whole another channel called Kelly Loves K-Pop where I do K-Pop tarot readings. And I think because of that, and I just feel like I don't have so much nudity, because I feel like it's just better for the overall channel to not get reported or anything like that. So that's usually why I stay away from it. But otherwise, you know, if it don't bother you. And on the other hand, you know, if you're not really into, I don't know why I'm holding up like this now. If you're not really into too much nudity, just know like she doesn't barely wear clothes at all in this. Which is interesting considering that the person who makes this deck does clothing. Does, you know, like kind of gothic Lolita style dresses. And she's not wearing any. But also, I guess that also speaks volume when clothing is your trade. And then you're showing kind of your creation laid bare. So I think that also just has a lot of deep meaning to it. When you know kind of like who made this deck and the story behind it. Also, I will say the Kickstarter was really, really nice. They were really, really helpful. I think they had a family member or a husband that was helping. I believe it was Mr. Nunu. I believe that was his name. Her nickname was Nunu, and I think Mr. Nunu was the one that was helping do a lot of the communication to us Kickstarter or us backers. And they were all just very professional, very helpful. So it was a great experience. Because I will say some of my other tarot decks that I'm still waiting on, I don't mind waiting. Art takes a long time. Quality, you know, takes a while. And right now, manufacturers are backed up. But if you don't communicate with your customers or your backers, like we're investors, right? We're investing in you. If you don't communicate with us, like that is what makes me mad. Like that just feels like a slap in the face. It's just like when you needed something, we were there for you, and now you're not going to be there for us when we need information. Not good business. Not good business. Not if you want us to become a repeat customer and continue to support you. So, but that was not the case with this one. They were absolutely lovely, and I would 100% support doing business with them again. Absolutely. So yeah, I really, really love the Wandering Spirit Tarot. I can't wait to use it. I've been kind of wanting the Marigold Tarot and putting it off, and I think having this will scratch that itch for me. So I probably won't end up getting the Marigold Tarot unless, you know, I get it as a gift from a family member for Christmas or something maybe. But this is just going to be really lovely to work with, and I think really soothing to the soul if you're into like this kind of stuff, which I am. Like, again, I love kind of dark aesthetic, tattoos, gothic stuff. You know, that's my vibe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. That was me turning off my timer to watch my battery. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great time going through these new tarot decks with me. Checking out the Wandering Spirit. Like I said, hopefully they'll start offering these now that they're in production. We'll have to check the website, but the website will be linked so you can check them out. And I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you real soon, okay?